Jawaharlal Nehru 1889-1964 Indian Prime Minister 1947-1964 Jawaharlal Nehru Nehru 1 Hindi, DVHRLL Nehru Listen Jawaharlal Nehru November 14, 1889 May 27, 1964 was an Indian anti-colonial nationalist, secular humanist, social democrat too and author who was a central figure in India during the middle of the 20th century. Nehru was a principal leader of the Indian nationalist movement in the 1930s and 1940s. Upon India's independence in 1947, he served as the country's prime minister for 16 years. Nehru promoted parliamentary democracy, secularism, and science and technology during the 1950s, powerfully influencing India's arc as a modern nation. In international affairs, he steered India clear of the two blocs of the Cold War. A well-regarded author, his books written in prison, such as Letters from a Father to His Daughter 1929, an autobiography 1936 and The Discovery of India 1946, have been read around the world. During his lifetime, the honorific Pandit was commonly applied before his name in India. The son of Motilal Nehru, a prominent lawyer and Indian nationalist, Jawaharlal Nehru was educated in England at Harrow School and Trinity College, Cambridge, and trained in the law of the Inner Temple. He became a barrister, returned to India, enrolled at the Allahabad High Court and gradually began to take an interest in national politics, which eventually became a full-time occupation. He joined the Indian National Congress, rose to become the leader of a progressive faction during the 1920s, and eventually of the Congress, receiving the support of Mahatma Gandhi, who was to designate Nehru as his political heir. As Congress president in 1929, Nehru called for complete independence from the British Raj. Nehru and the Congress dominated Indian politics during the 1930s. Nehru promoted the idea of the secular nation-state in the 1937 Indian provincial elections, allowing the Congress to sweep the elections, and to form governments in several provinces. In September 1939, the Congress ministries resigned to protest Viceroy Lord Linlithgow's decision to join the war without consulting them. After the All India Congress committees quit India, a resolution of 8 Congress in office January 26, 1950 May 27, 1964 President Rajendra Prasad Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan Deputy Vallabhbhai Patel until December 1950 succeeded by Lal Bahadur Shastri Prime Minister of the Dominion of India in office August 15, 1947 January 26, 1950 Monarch George VI Governor-General Lord Mountbatten C. Rajagopalachari Deputy Vallabhbhai Patel proceeded by Dominion established succeeded by Dominion abolished himself as Prime Minister of the Republic Vice President of the Viceroy's Executive Council be in office September 2, 1946 August 15, 1947 Monarch George VI Governor-General Earl Ava Lord Mountbatten Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha in office April 17, 1952 May 27, 1964 succeeded by Vijaya Lakshmi Pandit Constituency Phulpur, Uttar Pradesh Personal details born November 14, 1889 Allahabad, Northwestern Provinces, British India died May 27, 1964 aged 74 New Delhi, India resting place Shantivan Political Party Indian National Congress Spouse S. Kamala Kala M. 1916 died 1936 Children Indira Gandhi Parents Motilal Nehru Father Swarup Rani Nehru Mother Relatives Nehru Gandhi Family Alma Mater Harrow School Trinity College, Cambridge Inner Temple Barrister at Law Awards Bharat Ratna 1955. August 1942, senior Congress leaders were imprisoned and for a time the organization was crushed. Nehru, who had reluctantly heeded Gandhi's call for immediate independence, and had desired instead to support the Allied war effort during World War II, came out of a lengthy prison term to a much altered political landscape. The Muslim League, under Muhammad Ali Jinnah, had come to dominate Muslim politics in the interim. In the 1946 provincial elections, Congress won the elections but the League won all the seats reserved for Muslims, which the British interpreted to be a clear mandate for Pakistan in some form. Nehru became the interim Prime Minister of India in September 1946, with the League joining his government with some hesitancy in October 1946. Upon India's independence on August 15, 1947, Nehru gave a critically acclaimed speech. Tryst with Destiny. He was sworn in as the Dominion of India's Prime Minister and raised the Indian flag at the Red Fort in Delhi. On January 26, 1950, when India became a republic within the Commonwealth of Nations, Nehru became the Republic of India's first Prime Minister. He embarked on an ambitious program of economic, social, and political reforms. Nehru promoted a pluralistic multi-party democracy. In foreign affairs, he played a leading role in establishing the Non-Aligned Movement, a group of nations that did not seek membership in the two main ideological blocs of the 1950s. Under Nehru's leadership, the Congress emerged as a catch-all party, dominating national and state-level politics and winning elections in 1951, 1957 and 1962. Nehru remained popular with the Indian people despite India's defeat in the Sino-Indian War of 1962, for which he was widely blamed. His premiership spanning 16 years, 286 days, which is, to date, longest in India, ended with his death on May 27, 1964 due to a heart attack. His birthday is celebrated as Children's Day in India. His legacy has been hotly debated by Indians and international observers alike. In the years following his death, Nehru was hailed as the architect of modern India, who secured democracy in India and prevented an ethnic civil war. See, in more recent years, criticism of Nehru has emerged from right-wing political figures in India, particularly since the onset of Narendra Modi's premiership. 1314. Jawaharlal Nehru was born on November 14, 1889 in Allahabad in British India. His father, Motilal Nehru 1861-1931, a self-made wealthy barrister who belonged to the Kashmiri Pandit community, served twice as president of the Indian National Congress, in 1919 and 1928. 15. His mother, Swaruprani Thusu 1868-1938, who came from a well-known Kashmiri Brahmin family settled in Lahore. 16. Was Motilal's second wife, his first having died in childbirth. Jawaharlal was the eldest of 3 children. 17. His elder sister, Vijaya Lakshmi, later became the first female president of the United Nations General Assembly. 18. His youngest sister, Krishna Hussain, became a noted writer and authored several books on her brother. 1920 childhood photograph of Nehru and his parents. Jawaharlal with his parents Swaruprani Nehru left and Motilal Nehru in the 1890s. Nehru described his childhood as a sheltered and uneventful one. He grew up in an atmosphere of privilege at wealthy homes, including a palatial estate called the Anand Bhavan. His father had him educated at home by private governesses and tutors. 21. Influenced by the Irish theosophist Ferdinand T. Brooks's teaching. 22. Nehru became interested in science and theosophy. 23. A family friend, Annie Besant, subsequently initiated him into the Theosophical Society at age 13. However, his interest in theosophy did not prove to be enduring, and he left the society shortly after Brooks departed as his tutor. 24. He wrote, "For nearly 3 years Brooks was with me and in many ways, he influenced me greatly." 23. Nehru's theosophical interests had induced him to the study of the Buddhist and Hindu scriptures. 25. According to B.R. Nanda, these scriptures were Nehru's first introduction to the religious and cultural heritage of India. They provided Nehru the initial impulse for his long intellectual quest, which culminated in the discovery of India. 25.